So, Jamal, what's happened is the the most recent. Are you? Do you have access to my account, Jamal?
Absolutely. I'm
Okay,
looking at
so
it right now.
the most recent monthly fee included something called business coach. Now, Brett, are you familiar? Do you know who Brett is and why I'm mentioning his name? Do you know his role in this in our relationship with our account?
Right. No. Can you tell me who that is?
Brett would be. I I don't know his company name, but I'm considering him a broker. In other words, he found us and enrolled us with Nuve. He found Amermet. He found Brett and I found one another. How it happened, I don't know. Did he solicit me through email or how the actual lead got us talking? I don't know. But Brett and I started talking, and we ended up enrolling through him, and Amramed became a client of Nuve.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So he's
So,
a sales representative.
right. So, um, I would call him. This is. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same guy. I wouldn't. To me, a sales representative would also be working for Nuve. When he has a different company, I think of him as an affiliate or a broker. It doesn't matter what the words are. I just want you to know. Are we talking about a guy you know who he is?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. I
So,
understand the role that he plays.
all right. So his name is Brett. And I am going to say his company name, but if this doesn't match and you look at my company records it's someone else, then of course your records are right and my memory's wrong. But I think Brett's company is called something like Easy Pay.
Easy pay probably is correct. Let me see what's on the contract here. Emerald. Sometimes they put their company name, sometimes they don't. Just check. Termination. That's for the terminal. That's fluid pay. Yeah, Brett Newbrook. That's his
Yeah,
last name,
yeah,
I
that's
think.
him. So um, Brett, for one of the just an example of how this relationship is soured. I called your company. It is the phone call that prompted your call to me today. I called your company and I talked with a representative named Gene. You have someone named Gene?
We do, yes.
All right. And to me, I was angry, but yet the call was not very long, and I felt I had behaved myself. Um, no foul language. I didn't insult anyone. And, then I get an email from Brett saying that I belittled Gene. He got and it came immediately. Apparently, you have an automatic system which sends him notes, and it is Brett's claim that I belittled Gene. So I just want to start there. This relationship, this business relationship, has not been favorable, and it is ending. However, I don't want to be the dick that was impolite on the way out. To be honest with you, we might come back. I have 5 companies. I have 3 active companies right now, and um, this one is a little light on merchant processing. One has zero need for merchant processing, and the third is tech support. It needs merchant processing desperately. Right now, that company's inactive. So I could be. So those business categories, by the way, are TV, phone, internet. They don't need merchant processing at all. Their clients deposit through ACH, and then the Amramed medical billing that we're talking about, it's of course a zero dispute industry or as close as you get. But this company is not particularly high volume with merchant processing and doesn't really look like it'd ramp up to a lot of business. And the third, of course, is tech support. They desperately need merchant processing. Uh, However, their volume is low, and right now it's like only the whole business is only a couple $100 a month. I don't know if they'll get back off the ground or not. But anyways, so for me to have the needs that I have, to have an open door with Nuve in the future would be something I'd want to, preserve. So I just want Jamal, I just want you to know this. If you would be so kind and mention to, and this is sincere, if you mention to Gene that if I belittled him, I am sincerely sorry.
Right, absolutely, I can do that, but I'm not sure why the sales rep called you about that, to be honest, because
Well, Jamal, I don't want to misreport this. Uh, am I correct that you have a system that automatically notifies the sales rep?
not necessarily. I mean, if there's something wrong in regards to the account,
Yeah, well,
yes,
there was something very wrong. I mean, it's the phone call that I made to Gene, which is prompting your call right now.
right, not really, absolutely not. My call was actually the first call that you made to one of my colleagues. His name is Kyle, and from the notes he sent me, he just really told me that you wanted to talk about rates and
Yeah,
fees.
yeah. The note the phone call to Kyle generated an instant response from Brett also. So somehow Brett is finding out instantly when I call Nuve. And I'll be very clear
Right.
with you, Jamal. He is not helping.
No, absolutely, because that's not what my job is. I work in the loyalty department, and my first and the most important thing is to resolve merchants' issues,
Yeah. So,
not.
Jamal, let me ask you this. It is my understanding from uh, Jamal. Now you remind me of the name Kyle, but I could be mistaken, but I remember this happening in the phone call with no, this was Kyle. Kyle told me that the account can be canceled without penalty. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All
You're
right.
not in a long-term contract. We know, you're free to leave at any time.
We're not
As
in a
long.
long-term contract, free to leave at any time. Okay. And then the other thing I just want you to know is that I'm going to quote the number again by memory. You're looking at numbers I'm not. I believe Nuve charged Amramed $85, and it would have been like the charge would have come in for July, and or no, now we're in September. It would have come in for August, and we paid, in the single digits of September, like 8 September. Does that reconcile with my account record, Amramed account records with Nuve?
Absolutely. So it was around $82 that was on your end of month
Right,
statement. Or
right. So that $82 contains a something called Business Coach, which I had canceled in August, and I have records of that phone call with a Nuve rep. I've only made 3 calls to Nuve this whole client relationship. That call was the first one. Now that was a woman, I think. I don't remember her name, but I do have record of it, and she said that business coach was canceled. And then what I've learned, and I think this was from Kyle, I learned that 83. Say it again, Jamal. 80 what? I keep thinking 80,
yeah, 82,
82.
$82 and 7
So
cents.
it's
Yeah.
my understanding that 82 includes the business coach, which I had canceled.
Yeah, it wasn't a business coach. It was web reports, which is almost the same thing, but a little bit cheaper, for 975. There is a refund due for you for that one, by the way. You'll get
Right.
it at the
We
beginning of
don't
the
have
month.
that refund yet. So Jamal, the net is it's too late. I mean, we got this. First of all, the August, and I've written your company on this. I calculated our August fees are four point. If you take the amount of the 82, you take the amount for each of the transaction, and consider that total fees. The total fees against what we earned, I calculate as 4.2 maybe 4.3, 4.2%. Now, Brett again. Brett ruined this relationship between Amramed and Nuve. Now, I have good reason to want to preserve a relationship with Nuve. I have no reason to preserve a relationship with Brett. If you wanted, I would send you the Brett emails. But basically, what happened is that I've calculated that percent as 4.2%, and Brett assured me I would do better than PayPal with Nuve. And of course, you know that PayPal has an advantage because they don't have a monthly fee. And in addition to not having a monthly fee, they also have a lower percentage. So, in no way is the deal with the extra charge, with these extra, initial fees. In no way is the Nuve deal better than the PayPal deal. Now, I understand that Nuve could, remove some fees and get it lower. And on another account, another time, place, occasion, maybe we can do that. But for right now, it's too late. We got to terminate. I've already talked to the CEO, and I can't or would not be motivated to reverse his opinion. Uh, by the way, Jamal, I'm the only signer on the bank account. This account is in my name. However, I'm not the highest level of authority. That man's name is Niaz, and because he's foreign, this all this financial stuff it gets activated by me. However, I am subordinate to him in decisions like this. Um, he he wanted to terminate with Nuve. Again, he's the CEO of Amramed. He wanted to terminate with Nuve, and I said, let me give it one more chance. That final chance was Friday in my call with Jamal, and now it's too late. I talked to him yesterday. I talked to a banker, and we will not continue this current client relationship with Nuve. Now, I just want to be very careful with you, Jamal, that I'd like to be able to come back with Amramed, and I'd like to leave Brett out of it. I don't know if you'd be willing to do business that way. But I want Brett as far away from my future with merchant processing as can be. He has just been an antagonist. And very specifically, he told me that uh, I belittled, um, Gene. I belittled Gene when I really feel I didn't. I feel like the call was very much a tone like you and I are having now. So I got angry people at me in my life. I don't really need a sales rep for merchant processing to be one of them. You're a human also. You have friends, you have family, you have business relationships. The hovering count of people that are angry at you is never zero. I don't want you to answer that, but for me, it's never zero. Well, when I look at the roster of people angry at me, I don't need Brett on. Brett's optional. I don't need him. So if I am beholden to Brett in order to come to Nuve, then I'll never return to Nuve. If I can come directly, then I might. Jamal. What I want to be clear is that I'm leaving, and quite honestly, I'm leaving bitter. But it is not because of Nuve. It's because of Brett.
Right. Okay. Literally, there isn't much I can do in regards to Brett because you don't even want me to scale it upstairs to have somebody have a word with him because that can always be done as well.
Well,
Um,
Jamal, I tell you, all my accounts that I have with you are all in writing. So if you were to, I'm not going to offer them, but if you were to request on another occasion, and not on this phone call, I mean it sincerely, but if you send an email to me or a phone call to me, I would be happy to forward the Brett emails. I don't want to volunteer that on this phone call, but I would complete that request because all my communication with Brett is via email.
right. Okay. I understand that. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about, Tom, sorry. In regards to the rates, what have you been offered by the bank?
Oh, I don't understand. What have we been offered by the
Uh,
bank?
yeah, in regards to the rates of what you're going to be paying for your credit card processing,
Oh,
did
you
they
mean
give you
with
better
pay? You
offers?
mean with an alternative to Nuve or with Nuve? I don't understand. Oh, the alternative to Nuve for us. Well, Jamal, I'm kind of new at this, so let let me um, let me answer more broadly. The alternative to Nuve, as it stands right now, is Bank of America, um, which we can quite honestly, we bank with Bank of America. You probably know that from our records. Our money to Nuve comes out of Bank of America. So so they were the first ones to say, "Oh, great, you need new merchant processing. I'll have the rep call you." So I fill out an application. This was a PDF file, and the rep said, "Thank you. I'll let you know." And then she never did. And in the meantime, Brett said, "I got you approved," and we started our client relationship. Amramed Nuve started. So so I let me let me be clear. Bank of America is an alternative to Nuve. Uh, but before that, um, I want to. Uh, so in other words, you see our businesses. We're in August. We only did 2 transactions, and uh, Jamal, help me with this. How much were those 2 transactions? Do you know? The
There was $7,664.
that's both of them.
That's both of them, yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
seven. Niaz tells me we're going to be 4 on a regular basis. So I don't know if you have the ability to calculate, and it's not important if you do, but I think our business is going to be a steady because now we have Zelle business. You're familiar with Zelle?
No, what's that?
Zelle is the ZLLE. It's basically a free domestic wire, and we've now done one of them. So it's on board with our Bank of America account. ZLLE. A guy in a French speaking country, province of Canada, like you might call it Zelle. My Indian friends are calling it Zelle. They're pronouncing the ZELLE. Most Americans are calling it Zell. It was an internet creation, so nobody knows how to pronounce it. But anyways, either way, that's the same company. It's Zell or Zelle, and Zele or Zeta A in Spanish. So Zell is been around now for about less than a half decade, but more than a year. And Zelle does uh, uh, direct, immediate domestic wire between people, and and then they decided, okay, let's do it with business, but it's highly restricted. You have a daily maximum, you have a weekly maximum, you have a monthly maximum, and it's all calculated to make sure that the the Zelle doesn't kill merchant processing. However, the the stipulation allows us to do almost everyone who wants to send us wires, electronic payments. Almost all Amramed's clients can use Zelle. So so in other words, that's I just wanted to use the word steady, and I wanted to tell you why I don't think we're going to grow with credit cards. With that very long speech, that long speech wouldn't have been necessary if you knew who they were. So now with the background, uh, uh, Amramed's ongoing merchant processing is only going to be about, in other words, steady. It's only going to be about 20,000 a month and not growing.
Right, okay.
So, in other words, you asked a very simple question. What's the alternative? And I launched into a very long speech. So here's the
Actually, I appreciate that.
let me give you your let me give you now a direct answer. The alternative short term is who we were using before Nuve. The alternative is PayPal, and we're going to return to PayPal. Now, PayPal is what we're calling expensive, but it's not as expensive as Nuve with these additional fees that we've paid. So, PayPal hovers at about 2.9%, and August Amramed with with Nuve was 3.2. No, no, no. Amramed, if you do the monthly fee and the transaction fee, Amramed with Nuve was 4.2%. And in my communication with your company, you should have that. My calculation, and it's in writing, but I think I'm remembering it properly. 4.2%. So our immediate alternative is going to be go back to PayPal. But as soon as you do 10 and 20,000 on PayPal a month, and you have a conversation with a merchant processing guy like a professional like Brett or someone with your company, they immediately tell you, and I mean it, they, not only Brett, but I had other sales rep on the line at the same time. They immediately say, oh my God, we can do better than PayPal. You're paying so much. And then Brett failed to deliver. We're paying way more than PayPal.
Yeah, absolutely right on there. In regards to PayPal, right now they're advertising 3.7% on their website, plus an extra 30 cents per transaction. And you're right about the 4.2, and mainly, again, you're right about the fact that all these monthly fees. And really, I saw that straight away as soon as I opened your account, and I had a solution for that. Literally, just getting rid of almost all the monthly fees, and all you
Right,
have to do
right.
is just, and that will bring it down way less than the 3.7 that you're probably going to be paying with PayPal moving
Yeah, yeah.
forward.
See, so Jamal, this doesn't surprise me at all. When I quite honestly, I'm biased in business. When I can do business with an American or someone else, I choose someone else. And I don't mean Americans. I don't have problems with Americans, the people. I'm just saying people who are resident of the US. I mean, they don't have to be citizens. You know with all the immigration and politics, I don't mean to say that I don't like Americans. It's just people living here tend to adopt business practices that are very much of America. So they could be Indians living in America. It doesn't matter. But my point is, when I heard your company was, North America, but not the U.S., I thought, oh, this is great. And then Brett kept telling me, no, this is the best you can do. This is, if you, like I say, if you request these emails on a second in an email or a second phone call with me, I will provide them. At this point, I'm not going to. Just out of some privacy obligation with Brett, but he does rep your company, and if you ask for them, and you'll see he soiled this relationship. The Amramed, brokered by Brett, Nuve relationship is severed. It's terminated, but I don't want to be permanent with Nuve because, quite honestly, your company did a great job, and I would like to preserve the opportunity to green light in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that. So, just to recap, Tom, there is no obligation to stay with us at all. Definitely in regards to the rates, especially the monthly fees, that can be resolved literally. I can just do that right away. I was ready to do that for you. In regards to prayer, again, we can sever the relationship, and you can just deal with us directly. You don't have to go through him at all. And that too can be resolved if that's something that if that's something that you wanted. Um, Coming back to us, normally if you do that within 3 months, you don't have to send in much paperwork. We can just do everything over the phone and just reopen your account. It's just that easy. But afterwards, we may have to complete a new application for it.
Right. I do applications all the time. I have no hesitancy in doing a new application. And if we come back sooner, that's fine also. So, anyways, for now, I have what I need. I appreciate your call back, Jamal. On this occasion, it's a little too late, but like I say, from the woman who handled my call in I think it was July to I think you said uh, Kyle in early August, and then Gene just yesterday, and now you folks have just been awesome. I really mean it. Uh, and so we're gonna cut. You won't see any more transactions with us, and please, if and I know how these things happen. It can happen honestly, and it can also happen out of corruption. That either way, it doesn't matter if we do get that with September. If we do get another charge for September and that posts to our account in October, we will dispute that.
For the one for September, because you did process in September, you
No, we
might
have
get
nothing. We have nothing in September. I don't think we were all in August.
uh, in September. Let me just have a quick look for you there. For that one, in September there was only one transaction on the 4th of September for $4,000.
I didn't know about that one. Okay, so maybe we'll,
Yeah.
you clean it up, charge us. If you want to preserve, obviously you didn't make much money from us, but if you want to preserve a relationship, just be fair with us. Don't overcharge us, and you won't see any disputes. Put that refund through for the business coach, uh, and maybe we won't have to dispute anything, but we will if we need to.
Absolutely. The refund is already on its way. It will be shown on your final statement because you processed in September. The final statement will be exactly the same amount that you've been paying, purely the processing fees plus the end of month fees on that one. Um, and the other thing as well, there is no terminals, there's no lease on the account, nothing to return, I don't think. Okay, nothing to return. And finally, I just need your verbal authorization, Tom, to close this account. Do I have your verbal authorization to close the account? And I will be waiving the termination fees.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so I've just closed the account for you. I'm not sure if you have the number for this department in case you need to call me about something on your account.
I have a number for Nuve, and I'll let them put me through. I don't want two phone numbers. I don't trust myself to call the right one.
Absolutely. Just ask for the loyalty department, ask for Jamal, and I'll be here always to assist when you call.
All right, great, Jamal. Thanks for the time. I'm in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel, which means I'm near New York City. So, from New Jersey to Quebec, Canada. You're in the province of Quebec and city of Quebec, right?
Yeah, you've actually called through to the Montreal office.
Oh, Montreal. So there's a Quebec City in Quebec and then Montreal. So from New Jersey to Montreal. Thanks for your time and attention, Jamal.
I appreciate that. Have a good one too, Paul.
Igual. Ciao, ciao. Done.